hello. We're back. 132 stops today. 252 total packages, 52 commercial packages, 26 oversized packages. The back of my van is a mess. Back of my van is a mess. I have no idea where any of my oversized packages are. So that's gonna be fun digging through them all, trying to find the one I need when I need it. It should hopefully be an easy day besides dealing with the overflow. I'm kind of familiar with the area I'm delivering to, so that should help. And also, and the other thing that might make it a little more difficult is I'm gonna have to check the routing, because with these 52 commercial time zone packages, I need to make sure that I can hit them all before before the end of the time zone. So that's the only thing that might give me a little difficulty if I have to reroute myself to make sure I get to all those in time. I want to talk about loading up the vans in the morning, and the warehouse people, because they stink. And I don't want to say it's the individual workers, because I don't know, but the process in which they operate is terrible. So in the morning we go, we wait in our parking area. Boss and head scout, people come out. We have a little stand-up talk. They tell us safety, whatever, and then they hand out our pick sheets with the van number that we're in. We go to our vans. There's a checklist that we do each morning to make sure the van is good. In an app, do whatever, go through that, and then we go. After all that, we wipe down the van, or at least I wipe down. We're supposed to wipe down. I wipe down in the morning and after my shift, but wipe down the vans, keep them clean, and then we go. Our head scout, whatever, sends us out one by one, whatever, in order, and we drive around the station to the staging area, the load up dock. So we get there, whatever, and then we have to wait for everyone to park, and once everyone is parked, we're allowed to go to our spot that's on our paper for where our carts are. As I've been saying this whole week, it's never ready. It hasn't been ready. And today was really bad. Luckily for me, I was one of the lucky ones that my stuff wasn't ready, but I got my last cart with enough time for me to load it in my van, which my last cart was all my oversized items, which is why they're all kind of just thrown in my van with no order or organization, which is going to make it more difficult for me. But there were a lot of people that their stuff wasn't ready and had to go out to the problem solve area. At least six plus vans. one van, literally, he had none of his stuff, like nothing, which is just ridiculous because I think I've said this before, but they're always on us about, we get on the pad, we have 15 minutes to load everything up, and they're always like yelling like 10 minutes, 5 minutes left, like let's go, like whatever. But it's like they're never ready for us. And the issue is they don't send their people to work. Like they don't start the loading up the carts, whatever, until 9 o'clock. And we're supposed to be, you know, loading up at like 9:30, 9:45. So it's only giving them 30, 45 minutes to do all this, and they just can't do it. So stuff is missorted, which is why we get missorted. Either stuff is missorted, missing, we don't have it, and it's just a mess. So I don't understand why and the station hasn't, they've been doing this for forever, and they still haven't like done anything to fix it. And I don't know why, because it's a clear problem, and I don't know if they just don't realize it, which I don't know, they must be stupid if they don't realize it, or they just like don't care or whatever, they think it works good enough. And with that, like with the bags, I said we load up, like your first thing in your van is your last thing out of your van. So like the bags, normally it's like a book, like you read left to right. Well, I guess because they're stressed for time, whatever, they've been putting everything right to left. And it's not a big deal, but it's just like that little, you know, it does slow you down when you don't really have time to be slowing down. Just like that little thing, and then just not having the carts ready, and then missing stuff and whatever. And like we can't scan anything on our phones until all of our carts are like accounted for. Like today I had two carts. I have 16 bags, so I had 2 carts, 9 in one cart, 7 in the other cart. And so like I was able to bring those to my van and load them up, but I couldn't scan anything. I had to wait until my oversized cart was ready. So it just slows down the whole process and just creates more room for like an error or a mistake or something, you know? But yeah, that was my rant, and I guess a little bit of an explanation, but more of a rant. I'm at my first stop now. Hopefully today goes smooth and I can be done relatively quickly. I feel like if I'm done quickly, I'll probably have to go rescue, since so many people will probably be behind because of the issues with loading up this morning. But yeah. Alright. Talk to you soon. Hello. And I'm back. And I'm done. Can you see me? Kind of. I'll give a little more light since I didn't yesterday. I'm just now texting in that I'm done. Day, it's 6:20, so about as long as yesterday, even though I had fewer stops. But I mean, really it was fine. Just had some routing issues, which is another rant I could go on, but I feel like with the beginning of this, I ranted enough. But if I wanted to, I had to reroute myself to hit businesses that were later in my route, which the routing I don't understand why the businesses are later in the route when they're like you won't get to them on time. So I had to jump to them, which delayed me. It slowed me down just because you have to drive to those stops, do those stops, and then drive back to like where I was. So it's just annoying that delayed me. I have a nice bruise on my finger that I'm just now noticing. That delayed me, and then I had an apartment building with that, which was also a time thing, which ate up time. I was like doing good. I was like, in our chat, they just told me I could RTS, return to station. But in our chat, I'm gonna sneeze. In our chat, they send like a thing showing like your percentage of like your difference of like how far ahead or behind you are based off of like, I guess whatever the average is for like your route or whatever. But I was like 13 percent ahead of ahead of where I should have been. I was 13% ahead. And then I reroute myself to go hit the businesses. A couple businesses. I was in like the hospital, so I was in like the hospital like sector of like Orlando. So then I was in the hospital, and then I went to these apartments. And after I finished the apartments, all that in the apartments, I was like 6% or something like that behind. I was like, what the heck? I did have a little issues with the apartment just because the main elevator was out. Luckily, when I got there, I had a lot of heavy stuff to that apartment. But luckily, when I got there, there's this nice lady who was walking her dog and was like, oh, like that, like she told me the elevator was out, and then she took me up in like the resident only like elevator, or like I guess they all are, but this one you need a key fob to activate, and like she said she would take me up to the 3rd floor because the locker system was on the 3rd floor. That was probably something I should have started with. But yeah, and then I helped this other guy who I guess his package didn't like register in the locker system, so he found me and he was like, hey, like I got a Amazon text saying it was delivered, but I didn't get a like Luxor locker text saying it was delivered, so I won't be able to get it. And like I had 2 more things that I had to get out of my van because I couldn't take it all the first time. So I was like, well, I gotta get 2 more things anyways, so I can like let you in when I do that. And he was like, okay, awesome. So, you know, just helping the customers, you know, the Amazon way, customer first. Speaking of which, because of my wonderful review I got the other day when I talked about it, my boss gave me headphones today. So, very nice. I'll have to try them out tonight or tomorrow or some point. They look nice though. Excited to try it out. I'm very thankful. Alright, that does it for me. They told me I can head back to the station, so I'm gonna start heading back. Thanks for watching it yet again, and I will see you tomorrow for my last day of this long week. Praise the Lord. Alright, peace out.